There's something Disney never told you. Behind the fairy tale smiles, some stars were hiding a truth no one saw coming. These 31 icons came out, and the world hasn't looked at them the same since. Think you know who they are? Think again. Hit like, subscribe, and tell us, which one shocked you the most? Let's uncover the truth. Raven-Symoné. Before representation became a buzzword, Raven-Symoné was already living it. Her magnetic presence on That's So Raven made her a household name, but her legacy runs much deeper. In 2013, she came out publicly as a lesbian, stepping boldly into her truth after years of industry pressure to stay silent. Raven didn't just shatter the mold, she rebuilt it with pride. With her wit, wisdom, and unshakable confidence, she's become an icon for queer youth everywhere. Her journey proves that when you embrace every part of yourself, the world doesn't just watch, you lead it. Charm may have made Garrett Clayton famous in Teen Beach Movie, but honesty has made him unforgettable. In 2018, he revealed he was gay, a move that felt both courageous and overdue, in a world where image is often everything. Rather than play along with industry norms, he chose to live authentically, and fans loved him more for it. His relationship with husband Blake Knight reflects a quiet kind of strength. Stable, joyful, unapologetic. Garrett's message is simple but powerful. When you live truthfully, you don't just find love, you finally feel free. Few young stars have used their voice as fiercely and thoughtfully as Rowan Blanchard. While she rose to fame on Girl Meets World, she's never allowed the spotlight to define her values. In 2016, she came out as queer, sharing her fluid identity with a grace far beyond her years. Rowan speaks openly about intersectionality, feminism, and LGBTQ+ rights, becoming a role model not just for how she lives, but for what she stands for. Her identity isn't a phase or a headline, it's a truth she embraces as part of a larger fight for understanding and equity. Miley Cyrus. There's never been a moment when Miley Cyrus didn't challenge the norm. From child star to genre-defying performer, she's rewritten every rule. In 2015, she opened up about being pansexual and gender fluid, expressing a selfhood that exists beyond traditional boundaries. Miley's openness, both in her personal life and in her art, has made her a lightning rod for change. Her message is clear. Love is love, and identity isn't binary. Bold, outspoken, and always evolving, she reminds us that being loud about who you are can spark the kind of conversations that actually change the world. Demi Lovato's story is one of grit, growth, and unapologetic authenticity. Catapulted into fame through Camp Rock, they've since transformed into a vocal advocate for self-discovery and healing. In 2021, Demi came out as non-binary, later embracing fluid pronouns as part of their ongoing journey. They've never shied away from the messy parts, from addiction to mental health to queer identity, choosing instead to lay it all bare. For millions, Demi is more than a singer or actress. They're proof that survival isn't weakness, it's a revolution. And through their vulnerability, they've created a new kind of strength. When Joshua Bassett spoke his truth, he didn't issue a press release. He simply said he admired Harry Styles and let the world take it from there. The ambiguity was intentional, the message loud. Labels don't define him. As a rising Disney star on HSMTMTS, his low-key coming out in 2021 resonated deeply with a generation exploring identity on their own terms. Joshua's bravery lies not in declarations, but in honesty. He's shown fans that being part of the LGBTQ+ community doesn't require a roadmap, just a willingness to follow your heart. Frankie A. Rodriguez didn't have to act to bring authenticity to High School Musical, the series. He simply had to show up as himself. Proudly out and deeply connected to his roots, Frankie became Disney's first openly gay teen character on screen, and off-screen, he radiates the same sincerity. His real-life romance with co-star Joe Serafini made headlines, but more importantly, it gave young viewers something real to believe in. Frankie proves that representation isn't a trend, it's a responsibility, and he's handling it with heart, humor, and so much joy. Audiences saw Allison Stoner as the energetic kid in Camp Rock and The Sweet Life, but behind the scenes was someone quietly questioning everything. In 2018, they came out as queer through a heartfelt essay, revealing a personal journey marked by introspection and bravery. Allison has since spoken about reconciling their faith with their identity, proving that complexity and queerness coexist. Their transformation into a mental health advocate and LGBTQ+ voice has been both surprising and deeply moving. They didn't just grow up in the spotlight, they evolved into someone who uses that light to guide others. Hayley Kiyoko didn't wait for permission to make space, she claimed it. After small roles on Disney's Wizards of Waverly Place, she pursued music with the kind of clarity that changes culture. Dubbed Lesbian Jesus by fans, Hayley turned queer desire into mainstream pop through raw, visual storytelling. Songs like Girls gave voice to a generation often left in silence. What makes her powerful isn't just her pride, it's her consistency. In every beat, lyric, and interview, she stands for the kind of visibility she never had growing up. Now, she gives it to others. Fame came early for Karen Brar, but freedom took time. Known for his lovable roles on Jessie and Bunked, he grew up under the Disney spotlight with humor and grace. In a quiet but powerful move, Karen came out as LGBTQ+, choosing honesty over secrecy in an industry still slow to embrace queerness in communities of color. His journey isn't defined by big headlines, but by the subtle bravery of existing openly. As a young Indian American actor, he's opening doors and widening perspectives, proving that identity isn't something to hide, but something to celebrate. Not all coming out stories happen in the spotlight. Joey Polari's started in the quiet moments before his breakout. Known for Disney's Avalon High, he later gained wider recognition in Love, Simon, a film that mirrored his real-life truth. At 18, he came out as gay, choosing honesty over pretense in a world that often demands performance. Joey didn't need to fit a mold. He broke it, letting vulnerability and quiet strength define his presence. His work continues to reflect his belief that authenticity is its own kind of artistry. He's not chasing applause, he's chasing truth. Jake T. Austin became a Disney favorite with his role as Max Russo in Wizards of Waverly Place, the charming troublemaker with a magical heart. But beyond the humor and spells, Jake's real-life story has evolved into something far more human. In recent years, he publicly embraced his place within the LGBTQ+ community, choosing transparency and growth over image management. Jake's journey serves as a reminder that self-discovery doesn't always happen overnight. It unfolds over time, sometimes far from the spotlight. What makes his story resonate is its honesty and the quiet courage to grow in public view. Bella Thorne never played by the rules, and that's exactly why she's become such a powerful voice in queer culture. After rising to fame on Shake It Up, she quickly flipped the script on what it meant to be a former child star. In 2016, Bella came out as bisexual and later explored pansexuality, sharing her truth with a boldness that inspired millions. She's loud, unfiltered, and defiantly herself, breaking barriers in both her art and her identity. Bella's unapologetic energy doesn't just demand attention, it demands freedom. She's proof that queerness isn't something to explain, it's something to live. Best remembered for playing Justin Russo on Wizards of Waverly Place, David Henry always seemed like the straight-laced older brother. But life off-screen, as he later revealed, contained a more colorful reality. Quietly stepping forward as part of the LGBTQ+ community, David showed that personal evolution doesn't require grand gestures. It just takes honesty. His coming out was less about headlines and more about finally feeling whole. In an industry that boxes people in, David's journey reminds us that breaking free of expectation is its own kind of magic. Long before queerness was celebrated on Disney stages, Lucas Grabeel was dazzling us as Ryan Evans in High School Musical, a character many fans saw as gay, even before it was acknowledged. Years later, Lucas embraced his LGBTQ+ identity publicly, offering long overdue validation to those who connected with his early work. His story highlights how even coded characters can create deep emotional impact when played with heart and intention. Lucas has always had the spark. Now he's using it to light the way for others. For him, authenticity isn't a phase, it's a final act of self-love. At just 17, Joshua Rush made history by portraying Cyrus Goodman, the first openly gay character on Disney Channel's Andy Mack. But he didn't stop there. In 2019, he came out as bisexual, further blurring the line between his personal journey and the stories he tells. Joshua's bravery lies in his timing, choosing to live authentically while still in the public eye, long before many his age feel ready. By sharing his truth so young, he gave his fans a mirror and a voice. His impact isn't just in what he's done, it's in how many kids he helped feel seen. Voicing the fierce and fearless Moana would be a career peak for most, but for Ali Carvalho, it was just the beginning. In 2020, she casually revealed she was bisexual via TikTok, breaking the internet with the same confidence she brings to every performance. Ali's presence in the industry is powerful not just because she's talented, but because she's unapologetically herself, queer, indigenous, and proudly vocal. She brings a kind of energy that refuses to shrink. Instead, she expands the space for others to be seen. She's not just riding waves, she's making them. Jack Dylan Grazer might be known for his voice roles in Luca and Shazam, but it was his offhand comment during a livestream that made waves in 2021. "I'm bi," he said, laughing, and the internet erupted with love. It wasn't a press release or calculated reveal, just a moment of spontaneous truth. That's Jack in a nutshell, honest, funny, and refreshingly real. He represents a new generation that's tired of waiting for permission to be themselves. By simply being open, Jack made space for thousands of fans to feel a little less alone and a lot more brave. There's Bold, and then there's Josie Tota. Bursting onto Disney screens in Jessie, Josie later stunned the world by coming out as a transgender girl through a powerful essay in Time magazine. Her transition wasn't just a personal milestone, it was a public statement of self-worth and agency. Josie doesn't tiptoe around her truth, she owns it with pride, grace, and fierce intellect. As an actress, writer, and advocate, she's using every platform she touches to amplify trans visibility. Her journey proves that being loud about who you are can turn pain into purpose and identity into empowerment. Molly Gray's career began with high-energy dance numbers in Teen Beach Movie, but her personal journey has been even more electric. In 2017, she came out as gay and married fellow dancer Jekka Jane, creating a beautiful real-life love story that resonates far beyond the screen. Molly has since used her voice to uplift queer women in entertainment, pushing back against the idea that femininity and queerness can't coexist. Her life isn't a performance, it's a celebration. Through love, movement, and authenticity, Molly proves that living out loud is its own kind of art. To many fans of Girl Meets World, Corey Fogelmanis was the quirky, lovable Farkle. But off-screen, he has quietly stepped into his identity with strength and grace. Though not one for loud declarations, Corey's presence in queer spaces and his candid support of LGBTQ+ visibility have spoken volumes. He understands that representation isn't just about roles on screen. It's about who stands behind the scenes with integrity. While some choose to shout their truth, Corey's voice resonates in softer tones, reminding us that there's courage in subtlety. In a world obsessed with spectacle, he proves that authenticity still speaks loudest. Keke Palmer is a powerhouse of talent, charisma, and realness. From her early days in Jump In to dominating music, talk shows, and film, Keke has never let the industry define her. Over the years, she's opened up about her fluid sexuality, stating she doesn't believe in labels and falls in love based on connection. Her refusal to conform to binary thinking, whether about love, gender, or identity, makes her a true trailblazer. Keke exudes confidence not just in performance but in personhood, showing fans that living in your truth isn't a phase, it's a forever kind of freedom. When Cheyenne Jackson joined Disney's Descendants 3, he brought with him more than just acting chops. He brought decades of unapologetic queerness. An openly gay actor long before it was embraced by Hollywood, Cheyenne built his career without hiding who he was. His marriage, his fatherhood, and his roles are all part of one continuous message. Being gay isn't a side note, it's part of a full, thriving life. He's proof that LGBTQ+ people don't just belong on stage, they belong at the center of the story. And in every role, Cheyenne leads with truth, heart, and quiet power. Michael Willett's charm first lit up Disney's Jessie, but his biggest role was playing Shane in Faking It, a series that embraced LGBTQ+ identities with a refreshing twist. Off-screen, Michael is openly gay and proud, navigating Hollywood with a blend of wit, humility, and heart. He doesn't just accept queerness, he celebrates it, infusing every performance with warmth and honesty. Michael isn't interested in fitting into a type, he's crafting a space where nuance and queer joy coexist. His journey reminds fans that being visible is more than representation. It's a revolution wrapped in talent. Dove Cameron doesn't just break hearts, she breaks boundaries. Known for her dual role in Liv and Maddie and as Mal in Descendants, Dove captivated audiences with her ethereal voice and magnetic screen presence. In 2020, she came out as bisexual, later clarifying that she feels most aligned with being queer. Her revelation wasn't a performance, it was an intimate, vulnerable moment that sparked wide conversation. Dove's artistry reflects her identity, layered, emotional, and defiantly bold. She stands as a symbol of creative freedom, showing that queerness isn't just who you love, it's how fiercely you choose to live. JoJo Siwa turned glitter, bows, and boldness into a global brand, but it's her honesty that's changed lives. In 2021, she came out as part of the LGBTQ+ community, first sharing a TikTok lip sync and then affirming, "I've never been this happy." That joy became contagious. With millions of young fans, JoJo's coming out sent a massive wave of acceptance through pop culture. She later revealed she identifies as pansexual, and her confidence has made her a lightning rod for positivity. JoJo reminds the world that being yourself isn't just brave, it's beautiful, and so worth celebrating. While Erin Doherty gained critical acclaim for playing Princess Anne in The Crown, she began her storytelling journey with smaller roles, including work tied to Disney's extended universe. But Erin's real royalty lies in her authenticity. She publicly came out as gay and has been in a long-term relationship with actress Sophie Melville, often advocating for queer love and visibility in British media. Her calm strength, grounded presence, and refusal to hide make her a rising star, not just in acting, but in representation. Erin proves that dignity and openness can live side by side, and both shine brightly. Kelly Marie Tran made headlines as the first Southeast Asian woman to lead a Star Wars film, but she's more than a milestone. A voice actress for Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon, Kelly revealed in 2024 that she identifies as queer. Her announcement was quiet but deeply meaningful in an industry where queer Asian voices remain underrepresented. Kelly has long been an advocate for authenticity, choosing joy and self-love over fear or invisibility. Her journey shows that power isn't always loud, it's often found in quiet defiance, in choosing to exist fully and fearlessly in your truth. Chloe Grace Moretz has never followed the expected path. A breakout star from a young age, she's known for fierce roles in Kick-Ass, Carrie, and more, but it's her off-screen clarity that stands out most. In 2024, Chloe publicly embraced her identity as a gay woman, affirming what many fans long suspected. She spoke candidly about how politics and queerness intertwine, declaring that being gay is personal, but also political. With each role and interview, she continues to center her truth, reminding fans that queerness isn't just part of the narrative, it is the narrative worthy of center stage. Erin Kellyman brought fierce energy to Disney's Willow reboot and Marvel's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, captivating audiences with her fire and nuance. Off-screen, Erin identifies as queer and proudly represents the intersection of multiple marginalized identities. As a Black British actress of Jamaican and Irish descent, her queerness adds a vital layer to her artistry. She's vocal about the importance of diverse storytelling and refuses to be boxed in, on screen or off. Erin is proof that being visible means more than just being seen. It means demanding space, owning it, and inviting others in with you. Nico Greetham soared into Disney fans' hearts with his role in The Prom, and later made waves in American Horror Story. In 2021, he came out as pansexual, sharing his truth with candid simplicity. "I just love who I love." Nico's dance background, acting chops, and infectious energy have made him a standout talent, but it's his vulnerability that truly connects. In a world obsessed with labels, Nico's fluidity is refreshing. He doesn't fit a mold, and he doesn't want to. His presence reminds us that queerness is not a destination, but a dance we learn to move with pride. So, did you guess them all? Or did a few names completely catch you off guard? These stars didn't just come out, they lit the way for others to follow. And that kind of courage deserves to be celebrated. Drop a comment with your favorite story, hit like if you felt inspired, and don't forget to subscribe, because this journey of truth, we're just getting started.